Hello my friends, it's another wonderful day in the Philippines and morning in Makati. In this video I'm going to show you the Greenbelt area of Makati, and we're going to kind of come up with a basic budget as well as a general budget for living here in Makati. Everything that you see in this video will be within walking distance from the condo that I stayed at. Just to clarify, the condo I was staying in was not an Airbnb. It's just a very well furnished rental. In that building there, units are selling for $150 million, be 2 units to each floor. You know, a lot of people in my last video were asking, why Makati? There's actually a few reasons about why I would do a video here. Number one, the owners, Lawrence and Ollie, do watch a lot of videos. They see mine, they see a lot of others, especially in the BGC Makati area. And one common theme when it comes to budget is you need $3,000 to $5,000 a month to live here. And their opinion is just not the case. And that's the reason that they offered to let me come and stay, to do a realistic budget and analysis of the lifestyle here in Makati. Also, many times I've been asked to find a place that was wheelchair friendly, that was near good hospitals and that type of thing. All the condos or apartments you saw in the last video are within 6 blocks of Makati Medical Center or a couple miles from St. Luke's and BGC. Finally, when you stop and think about it, a large portion of the retiring population live in cities, whether it's London, New York, Chicago, California. Having a video like this could be some very valuable information. On the other hand, Manila is one of the most densely populated cities in the world at 119,600 people per square mile. Now, granted, Makati and BGC are in their own little world, their own bubble. That's not a bad thing. It could actually be a good thing for the right people. Now, I can promise you after watching this video, there's going to be many of you going to say, I can't wait to get there, even though you never would have considered it had you not seen this video. And that, my friends, is the reason for this video. One of the first things you'll notice if you spent much time in the Philippines is the sidewalks. The walkways are all pretty much level. You'll see the ADA ramps at the corners where people are crossing the street. The next thing that I noticed was how fresh the air was. I assumed that there would have been plenty of diesel and dust in the air. I was pleasantly surprised. Now keep in mind when you're looking at this footage, all of the amazing trees. You're going to see one tree that's probably 450 years old. Now, a lot of these trees and these parks were designed this way to protect those trees. Every time that I've been through here, there's always been a lot of children playing. This just gives the feeling of very, very safe. Not exactly what you would expect to feel in the middle of Manila. And that's kind of why I use the term bubble to describe it. Now, when it gets down to a budget, I'm going to say $1,500 just moving forward at this very moment. Not a basic budget, just an overall average budget that you could use to feel comfortable living in this part of Makati. And that's assuming that you chose unit number 4 in the last video, which was the 45,000 peso a month, 1,000 square foot penthouse. It will also include a few extra meals out compared to the basic budget. Now, a basic budget, for example, I had $600 living in the province in Porac. Here, I'm going to say $1,000. I know I showed units starting at 15 and up and that type of thing, but for the purpose of this basic budget, I'm thinking 25,000. But I'm going to say 25,000 is a realistic price point for the budget here that we're talking about in this Greenbelt area of Makati. That would include your food and a few other things. With discretionary spending, which is always with any budget that I put out, it's what you can live on if you choose to. And a lot of people would live on a similar type of budget coming from America, myself included. And that's how I lived the last few years before I decided to move to the Philippines. I pretty much ate all my meals at home, did all my own cooking, and I went out once in a while, and that's about it. I wasn't unhappy, so because I live here that way, it also does not mean that I'm unhappy. So just to clarify, a general budget would be about $1,500 a month. That's $800 in rent. A basic budget would be $430 in rent and about $400 in food. One thing I like to do when I lived in San Francisco was to go out for walks on a regular basis. Here I averaged 10 to 12,000 steps a day, and I actually lost a few kilos. Now, I also noticed that on most of the streets, they're just not that crowded. Not what I expected anywhere in Metro Manila. Again, pleasantly surprised. Keep in mind, Makati is the financial capital of the Philippines. All the major banks of the world have branches here. I was surprised how many embassies are here that I saw from various countries. And if you're an international corporation, you're probably going to have a headquarters here if you have an office in the Philippines. Now, I get a lot of comments from guys who talk about they would love to come here, but their wives wouldn't give up their Western amenities for a third world country. Now, this shopping mall is about 15 to 20-minute walk from the place where I'm staying, and about 25 minutes from the farthest away apartment that you saw of the 7 that I had in the last video. And for your shopping pleasure, there are a series of malls here. There's the Greenbelt malls. 1 or 2 are being rehabbed, rebuilt, and that leaves with Greenbelt 3, 4, and 5. There's the Glorietta Mall, the Landmark Mall, and the Ala Center Mall. And there's also the SM Makati. Now, I'm not sure of any other place on the planet that has this wide of a selection. One of my favorite pastimes is being a people watcher, and this here is a slice of heaven for that. So let's say your wife does want to go shopping. When's the last time you could take her to 5 shopping malls with only having to park once? Now, all of these malls are interconnected, and they go on and on, let's say for a mile. And there's over 2,000 stores, restaurants, and that type of thing in these malls. You can literally go to all of these malls without setting foot on a public sidewalk. Now, it's not just that these malls end to end are a mile long, they're also 3 to 5 stories tall. Now, if you can't find something to satisfy that shopping urge, you might consider therapy. Now, having said that, I'm sure there's quite a few going, yeah, but what about the selection, Daryl? What good are 2,000 stores if all you've got is a third world selection? It's apparent to me that this video is not going to do justice to all of the things that Makati offers. Another one of the things that really surprised me was how many Western or Europeans are here. And not just men, but I mean families, women, young, old, just of all ages. I'm guessing maybe there's a lot of digital nomads that are coming here as well. Did you know that Louis Vuitton started out as a luggage company? He started in 1854, opened his own store at the age of 33, and before that he was making luggage for Napoleon III's wife. A little trivia for you. It's the largest Louis Vuitton store I've seen anywhere in California, San Francisco, LA, or San Diego. So if you are a big Louis Vuitton aficionado, you might find a better selection coming here. I will be doing another video. At this point, I can see, obviously, there's so much to get into to cover with you that there's no room left in this video. I've barely scratched the surface on amenities and lifestyle. I haven't even started yet. In the next video, I'm going to share with you a typical day and also a typical evening here and what possibilities it would have for you to create your own lifestyle here. Until then, please like and subscribe. Help me grow the channel. When you like and you subscribe, it helps to influence the algorithm to push it out to a wider audience. Subscriptions are free and can be canceled at any moment. Now, if this video has triggered any questions, please leave it in a comment, and I promise I will answer.